Afternoon. Okay, so I know I haven't posted in a while. Um, like everybody in the world, I think it's been a bit of a weird year, right? So absolutely nothing's been happening apart from me being stuck at work. Anyway, enough of me moaning. Right, this is a quick wee video um, on something I picked up recently. Okay, and if I turn the box around, you can see it's DENIX. Okay, now if you don't know already, DENIX make a lot of fairly good quality replicas. Okay, some of them are good for World War II reenacting, which is primarily what I do. You can get Sten guns, um, K98s, Sturmgewehr 44s, Lugers, things like that. So I decided I'm going to pick myself up a Browning just to see exactly what it's like. Because, I'll just chuck this out of the way, with the Browning, there's not really many options unless you want to buy a deactivated one. And at the minute, the cost just isn't really worth it. Especially if it's going to be something like this, it's just going to live in a holster. It's actually not a bad replica. It's fairly accurate. I mean, it's, apart from the grips, it's all metal construction. Initially, it had this black finish. Even the barrel, okay, even the barrel was painted black, which was totally weird looking. So best thing to do is rub it down. You can strip this down and I'll show you in a minute. But the best thing to do is rub down all the finish with some smooth sandpaper, and then what you can do is get this stuff or stuff like it, gun blue, right? And what that does is that'll stain the metal to a nice dark finish. Gets rid of that paint. I'm going to put on a couple of layers of this over time, just to build it up. It's okay. As I say, that there's certain things on it that don't work. I'll just use this as a pointer. Right, the safety catch doesn't work. Right, there's a little bit of movement in it. I can see it when I push against it, but it doesn't work. The slide stop, it doesn't function. Right, in this model, all this does is holds the whole thing together. Right, and I'm going to show you something that I picked up that can improve this. Right. Okay, hammer works, right? Cocks, right? Magazine pops out, right? And I'm going to talk about the magazine in a minute as well. There's something different about that. Yeah, it's an alright replica. I see, like old DENIX. It's a bit rattly, but if you can get past that, it's okay. I'll just show you the detail on there. So it's nicely marked up on the barrel. As I say, when you rub the finish off, this black, sorry, this black, this black paint, it's filled in with the stampers on the barrel. Right, and on this side, just a couple of markings here and here. That's it. That's all the markings there is. So to strip this down, right, unlike the real one, where you have to cock it back, put the safety catch up onto this notch, none of that works, right? What you have to do is get a punch, and just here, where the slide stop pokes out, right, you tap it out, right? Take it out just now. Right, I'm going to show you something in a minute to do with this. That slides off. Okay, so pop that there. And then you've got this big spring in the barrel. You can see there's still remnants of the black paint on the bottom here. But all I did was got some sandpaper, right, wrapped it round and then just rotated this, cleared off, okay. I've seen some replicas that have a orange plug. This one didn't have it. I don't think it's something that we have in Britain. I think it's primarily an American thing, I'm not sure. But there's no plug on there. The barrel's blocked. As you see, the barrel's blocked up to about there. Right. It's not going to chamber anything. I'll just pick up this. So I've got some inert rounds, right? You see there, it just drops right in. So you can't do anything. You can't repurpose this to fire blanks or anything like that, right? Perfectly safe. Now, that's the slide stop that came with it, right? And this is a slide stop from a real Browning, right? I picked this up from a guy in, well, I didn't pick it up. I bought it from a guy in Germany. And this is his website, if you want to go and check it out. Right, he sells loads of parts for different types of weapons, Brownings, Lee Enfields, Brens, Sterlings, right? And it's all the legal stuff, so it's not like you're buying anything that's dodgy. It's going to be all little knickknacks like this, right? Definitely worth having a look. Now, with this, the only thing I had to change on this was, I don't know if you can see it very well. Inside here, there's a little hole, right, where that protrudes when it goes through. The friction on this one, on this part here, is what holds the whole thing together, right? So if I hold the two of them up together, you see they're totally different shapes. So what I've had to do, and it works, it doesn't look pretty, right? So it's a work in progress, but I've got a bit of black electrical tape, just the stuff you get in the shop. Wound it around there, right, about 2 or 3 times. That's all it is. And instead of that going straight through and basically pinning itself on this side, because that's fat enough in the middle, right, as it goes through there, it binds into where the barrel is, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'll reassemble it. In fact, sorry, before I do that, I'll show you quickly. The magazine, right? Some of the DENIX stuff you can put real magazines in, namely the Sten gun, right? There's 2 of the guys in my group that have DENIX Stens, and real magazines fit the DENIX Stens, right? So it's something to keep in mind if you wanna buy one. With the Browning magazines, right? Magazines are shorter, right? Shorter than real ones. So if you had a real magazine, it's not going to fit, right? And also, if you look, just there, that's where the trigger bar is. So the trigger bar, it crosses where the magazine fits. So it's not going to fit. Alright, I had a real one somewhere. I don't know what I've done with it. Not to worry. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll reassemble it, and then I'll put that in it, and I'll show you what you can do. Okay. So I'm doing this back to front. Right. Now, all you do is line up the hole that's in the barrel that this goes through with this hole here, so it goes straight through. Okay, that's through there. Right, so that, oh, you can hear it's rattly, but that isn't falling out. Right? And you can see there, it protrudes on this side. Right? That's the original one, which doesn't have the slide stop part here, which holds the top open. Because they've kind of loosely copied a real one, they've still got the cutout just here to engage the slide stop. So what I'm going to do is I'll cock it back and I'll push this bit up. The original way with this, that function doesn't work. Alright, I'll show you it again. Just push up the way. Right. Try to do it so you can see. As simple as that. And then there's the magazine. Oops. Right. Magazines, I've seen some of them where the magazines don't hold any rounds. But this, it's got a follower on a spring inside it. Now, if I grab a couple of drill rounds out of another magazine, right? You can fit the rounds. I had 2 in there yesterday. Right, so you can fit rounds into it. Right? Now, the other magazines that I've seen, like the Sten magazines, for instance, the Sten magazines are totally hollow. Nothing inside them. Because that's got a spring inside it. I've not seen any of the other ones, so I can't comment on what they're like. You can see there, it doesn't cycle anything. Right, just cocks the hammer back. That's it. So is it a good option, I reckon? Yeah, I would say so. Given the fact that there's not very many replica Brownings out there. There's a airsoft, well, I think there's a couple of different airsoft versions. But with the price of this, I mean, this was what, £69? £69 from Soldier of Fortune, right? I would definitely recommend picking one of these up if you want them. I mean, who knows? At some point, it may fall to bits, but I think it's not too bad. As I say, most of the time, it's going to live in a holster. It's not going to go anywhere else. So yeah, that's the DENIX Browning. So hopefully you found this interesting and informative.